Welcome in, my dear one. Take a breath. We're taking a look at your life 6 months from now. What is your life going to look like? What do you need to know? What are important pieces of information? What is coming your way? Love, happiness, career. What do you need to watch out for? What surprises are coming? What are some obstacles that are looking out that are going to be in your path? Take a breath, clear your energy. Yeah. Start to let yourself feel drawn to one of these 4 cards. As your energy settles in, your shoulders settle back. Looking at card 1, card 2, card 3, or card 4. Take that nice big breath in and let yourself choose a card right now. Welcome in card 1. Take a nice breath. What life holds for you in the next 6 months? Where are you going to be? What's going to be happening? What's going to be going on? What do you need to know? All right, so we're starting with our anchor card. We're going to flip this over right away. And right away we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So I want you to be careful with your money, with your financial decisions. There might be some new opportunities that come in, and this could even look like a big job change or anything that could affect that you're doing for the purpose of finances that is sort of taking a big risk for a bigger financial gain. I want you to be a little careful of that. Anything that's coming in. On the other hand, I don't want you to just shut everything down, because it's also the potential that you could be missing a big opportunity that could go for some big financial gain. So there's something and I do think this has to do with worldly goods. It does feel like a money thing. But let's find out some more information about the next 6 months. And this could have to do with their anchor card, but it could also go beyond that into love, into everything, all the stuff. All right, so we're going to pull 4 cards. We have the 5 of Wands reversed. We have the 7 of Wands. Interesting. I'm just going to let's see if we can tuck that right in. Yes, we can. Okay, we've got the 3 of Swords reversed. There's a lot of reverse cards going on, aren't there? And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. See if we can tuck this on in too. Okay. Maybe it didn't make enough space. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, so getting us started. So right away, we have that thing we want to watch out for. We want to watch out for those big financial risk-taking things that could end up leaving us sort of high and dry. Also, we want to watch out for missed opportunities in that area, which is tricky, isn't it? That could use a deeper dive. You can always do a deeper dive, by the way. There's a link below if you would like to do a deeper dive. But that is something that could use a deeper dive. So we have the 5 of Wands reversed. We have the 3 of Swords reversed. I'm saying that the next 6 months is a great time for you to do some repair work on some heartbreak that's happened. I think that something that you got out of that felt really intense, it was really heartbreaking, it was really shattering, a really shattering experience for you. This is the time to do the healing work that needs to be done. There's going to be an open window for you that will make it a really propitious time for you to do the healing, to move on, to walk away, and to step out of it. I am seeing that whatever was really emotional in that, I think that there's an analytical piece you're gonna start feeling more normal, more grounded, more logical. And I think incorporating your friends into this is going to help with the financial decisions that are coming up as well. So whatever is coming up financially for you, whether it's a new job offer or it's a new opportunity or it's a new thing or a big investment or something that you want to spend money on, I want you to talk it over with your friends. And it doesn't even have to be your friends. It could just be like the people you trust the most with financial decisions, which very well may not be your friends, might be some authority figure somewhere, a financial person, or someone you know who has really smart financial leanings. So I do want you to seek out counsel. I'm also seeing that a fight that you've been having, something that's been This could be a fight you've been having with one person, but probably it's something that's just a little cacophonous with multiple people, where you have a hard time feeling heard, you have a hard time feeling seen. This could be at work. This could be, this gets into the Wands energy, which often does have to do with career, passion, purpose. This could have to do with just being one of many people in any kind of situation. This is going to have an opportunity for you to sort of come out of that space where things can settle down. You can really be heard and felt, and the fray of that, the craziness of that, you're going to be able to have the opportunity to walk out of and really dominate that space. And you will still have to feel like you're really holding your own space, that you really are standing your own ground, and that you're really holding it down. You're really, like you have to be on point. You have to watch out. You have to keep a strong guard and keep sort of this fight energy going. But you'll be able to step out of it. You'll be able to stand out and dominate and win that a little bit. Coming back to our cards, see what else we need to know. So for the next 6 months, we have strength. And I am feeling this. I love this card. If you've pulled this with me before, it's such a beautiful illustration of, she's closing the mouth of a lion, which is something she shouldn't be able to do. Now, I am feeling this kind of in a romantic way. I'm feeling this as a romantic thing, that you're overcoming the heartbreak. You're overcoming something that's really been licking at your heels. You've overcoming something that's been very dangerous for you. That's been very overwhelming. That's been a little bit too much. I think I should go ahead and pop this over here since we're getting into that same territory. So I think coming out ahead and really being in a place where you are thriving against this heartbreak that's happened. And we have the King of Pentacles. How interesting. So, of course, we have all this financial stuff going on. I feel like there's something within that situation where there is some really strong masculine energy. And I am feeling this in a romantic way. I'm feeling this in a new spark romantic way. So even if this ends up coming back to, like, if you're in a thing with someone, if your soulmate vibes are, in your life already, this could just be that this new piece of this person is coming forward, and it takes your relationship a lot deeper. If this could be a completely new person that you've not met before, if you've been really just starting to open yourself up to those soulmate vibes, I feel like there's something juicy coming through. There's something juicy coming through, something juicy coming in. So whatever happens here, I do want you to be really open, aware, present in the moment around financial things. You're going to want to check in with those people, with that counsel, but there's some good change happening here. There's something propitious coming in for all of that, that's going to come around some sort of financial situation. And that could be, like a new job offer, like this new person happens to be within that job, or it could be anything like that. We have the Star reversed. So I feel like there's going to be some test coming up. There's going to be something where your presence, your essence, yourself, your best self, your most giving self, the self that you're mostly, you don't usually have a hard time showing and giving and being in the world as, is going to get a test. So you're going to want to hide away, shelter away, hide yourself, step away from the world, be self-conscious of pieces of you that normally you love and that you love to show off. And that could be from somebody else's vibration, somebody else's judgment, something coming off that's leaving you in a place of feeling protective of yourself and sort of hiding it away. And when you get to that space and you start to like close yourself off and step back and walk away a little bit, I want you to remember this card. I want you to remember that you've been here. And I want you to remember that this is not the time to shut down. It's not the time to hide away. This is the time to still come forward. I want you to really work hard on not stepping back out of your life, out of yourself, out of your greatest self, to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be or what you think that they think you should be. And we have the Empress coming in with some really full Empress energy. What's interesting is that I don't feel like this is your energy. I feel like this is someone else's energy coming in. I feel like there is going to be some really beautiful feminine energy. This could be in the form of a new friend. This could be in the form of a new mentor or someone that you are sort of modeling pieces of your life off of. Someone that you might even feel some jealousy pangs of, but that helps guide you into your fullest self, into a new aspect of your own life. This could be energy that's already somebody that you know that just makes a deeper impact, that you turn to for help and guidance somewhere that ends up being really important. But I am feeling some really intense, big Empress energy that makes some ripples and waves in your life in the next coming 6 months. That's really going to be very important for you. Whether it's making these changes in your life to move you forward, or whether it is as a support system, as a person that's a needed, trusted source of friendship and love throughout this time. Okay, and we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups coming in, and this is interesting. I am feeling like I'm feeling this is a call to action where I want you today to do a mental rehearsal for the next 6 months. I want you to do a mental rehearsal of what you would like the next 6 months to be like. I would like you to imagine it. I would like you to imagine your best day. I would like you to imagine the things, if something were to really come in and mess up your plans for progress in the next 6 months, what would it be? And I want you to imagine that happening and how you could actually overcome that. I want you to imagine getting over the things that could hold you up. And I want you to imagine the best case scenario of where you end up and how you got there. So I want you to do some rehearsal, a little mental rehearsal of how the next 6 months could go for you. And I want you to do that today. If you're gonna do that today, will you drop a little cloud below? Drop a little cloud emoji below for me, and let me know that you're gonna do that. And I wanna know. We have the Eight of Wands. So I do feel like this is some fast moving energy. This gets into that passion, purpose, career, yummy energy. This can get into love energy. This can get into a lot of different energy, that fire energy from the swords. I am feeling, so of course we started off with some swords in this place where you're holding this sort of dominant position and you're getting out of the fray of where you were just sort of one of many and you're fighting for your voice and to be heard, and and then you're sort of starting to get that winning energy, but you really have to hold vigilant. I am feeling like something's about to move really quickly for you. Something's about to take you on some really quick, fast moving energy. So I want you to get your house in order for that. Whatever needs to happen in order for you to be really ready to put everything else on pause, and that can literally mean cleaning your house. To whatever needs to happen for you to feel like I can dedicate all my focus, energy, and attention to this one thing, because this is really important and it's moving really fast, and this is the vortex, this is the moment, this is the time for me to really lean into this, and I want to give it everything I can because this timing is so good. So I want you to be really available for this timing. I am going to keep this over here closer to our that Wands energy. I like this. And we have the Knight of Swords energy. Interesting. So I am sort of feeling, so we've got this King of Pentacles, this very dominant masculine energy that's shiny, that's got a really good sense of money and finances and being able to take care of things. And I am feeling this in this kind of romantic way. And I am feeling this as someone that like, if you're in something with someone, this could also be someone who's already in your life, showing another aspect of themselves that really makes you like, whoa, hey, I like really step back and like take a breath. I am feeling a little competition coming in. There's a little competitive romantic energy coming in. That I think it's going to be much more in your face and much more showy and much more passionate and much more verbal and much more, and I think that could be really very attractive. I feel like this is coming in after this, so I would just, as things start to settle, I want you to watch for them, and I think you're gonna have to feel this out in the moment, because I don't think I'm not getting a read off of which one would be better or stronger, or they're just different energies. But this one I think could take you by that kind of romantic surprise more. Like this one could feel more like a romance novel or like a movie. It might feel more dramatic, but that doesn't mean it's better. That might be something worth doing a deeper dive on. But we're gonna watch out for that, those competing energies coming through. And that could also be somebody who's already in your life, who just shifts into a different vibration and moves forward in a different way that they've never moved in before. And all of a sudden you're like, what is going on? This is, so it doesn't necessarily mean completely new energy, but I think this could be a completely new person too. Okay, and we have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, oh my goodness. So we're getting that like finality, completion, something really coming to an end. And actually, I am not feeling this as a negative thing at all. I don't really think there's going to be negative feelings with this. I feel like this is going to be some peaceful, almost rest feelings of just like where you offer up, you finally let go of something you've needed to let go of. And I think we're really getting into this heart space, whatever really broke your heart before, that you've had to do some healing of, where the portal opens up and you're finally coming into a place where you can completely release it and completely let it go. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I know this card looks very like, ugh, it looks very precarious, but I'm feeling this very much as a, like complete release of something that you've needed to release for a long time. And it's a good thing. And it's giving you a lot of peace. It's giving you a lot of ability to just let go of the stress, the intense stress that comes along with being in a place of heartbreak and heartache. And I think that's a beautiful thing and a really good thing. My dear hearts, the next 6 months, you have a lot coming in. I do want to go ahead and pull over one angel and ancestor card just to give us a little bit of directive of what you should be looking for, like just what you need to lean into for the next 6 months, a little directive. It's going to help you on your way. And we have Shield Maiden. Make plans and focus. Love it. Make plans and focus. And remember, we're doing that visualization. I want you to walk through the next 6 months. The pitfalls, the things that could go wrong, how you would handle those, the things that are going to go right, and how that happened. I want you to mentally do a mental rehearsal of the next 6 months. Make plans and focus. That's the thing to do right now. That is your directive. Make plans and focus. Okay, I'm going to pop this right on top of here. Boom. Okay, So we've got a lot going on. So we're dropping that cloud emoji below. I would love some comments. I would love to hear how this resonates with you. I would love to hear what your plans are. If you have things that you're like, yes, I'm ready for this. I'm going to make space for this. I'm going to get my house in order. I'm going to look out for this opportunity. I'm also going to look out for things that could, I just want to hear. I want to hear what you feel, what your plans are, what you're going to do, how it's going to go. I want to hear everything. Watch this again. Take notes. Do what you need to do. Do that visualization right now, I would say, or today. But there's no time like the present. There's no time like the immediate. I'm sending you off with love. I'm sending you off with light. Until next time. Mia. Welcome in card 2. We're looking at your life in the next 6 months. What is going to happen? What do you need to know? What do you need to prepare for? We're going to start with our anchor card. We're going to flip this over right away. And we have the 4 of Wands reversed. So right away, I'm seeing that there's something's coming to completion. Something you've been working hard for, something that's very goal-oriented. This could be a work project. This could be some sort of personal goal that you've had for a long time that's like finally sort of rounding a bend. And I feel like it's this interesting little sort of private personal thing. I think that it's a very sort of insular moment. So it's not something that you're sharing far and wide. It's just very private, but you've been slowly and steadily completing something. So if you have any really big goals that have been coming up that you've been wanting to accomplish for a long time, and I do think you might end up sharing this internally, like with some really close people. But I kind of don't think you're going to do any of that until it's done, until the victory is there. So it's something that you're just sort of really doing on your own. So I think that if there's something like that, then it's time to get started, to plan it out slowly and steadily in your own private way, and to make it this little private personal journey. And I think you're going to actually really have the ability to accomplish something that you've been wanting to accomplish for a long time now. So that's pretty cool. And it's a very sort of private thing. And it might be private because it's something you don't really want to tell other people about. Something you might, just be like, other people don't even know this about me. But I've been trying to do this thing. Hey, so we have the King of Wands right away. That's very interesting. So we're coming off of the 4 of Wands reversed, and our Wands getting into a lot of that fire energy. And I feel like your support system is actually very strong. Like you have this really fun, amazing, strong, masculine presence, supportive presence in your life that's either coming into your life, might already be in your life, but it's going to be very grounded. It's going to end up being very grounded at the end of the 6-month period. You'll be in a place where this is very locked in. And I'm feeling like, even like with this thing where this thing is sort of coming to completion without you having to share it or even necessarily have it can be like you might share it with very, very close people, but I still don't think it's going to be till this is done. And I feel like the support system, this person is part of why you're able to accomplish things that you want to accomplish. It's going to be I feel like this is very accomplishment driven energy, that like you can do anything with the support of this person. You feel very positively impacted. And I think, keep your eyes open for this feeling. It feels very like power couple, power dynamic, very, very healthy, good, strong energy coming through there. And the 2 of Cups reversed, but I do think so there is some disruption in a relationship that's going on, and it could be in a relationship that you're already in. It could be in a relationship that's with this person. It could be with like family sort of dynamic things. It could be because you're having to be so insular about certain things that you don't feel like you can share certain things. There's something off in a relationship, and this could be something you're getting out of. There could be a breakup coming. There could be something that you're with a friend or a family member, that things are off in your relationship. So there's going to be some trouble in relationship paradise. And that doesn't necessarily mean romantic relationship paradise, but there is I feel like there's some unbalance, some unease, some trouble in paradise there. We have the Two of Swords reversed. And I am feeling this, our Two of Swords energy getting into that, not being able to make a decision kind of energy. I am feeling that you're going to have the opportunity to choose something, and you're going to make your choice. There's something that you've been sitting with for a really long time, and you just haven't been able to decide or figure out which way you want things to go, or figure out how you want to move forward. And I think that decision-making time is coming to a precipice. It's coming to an end, and you're going to be able to make a decision, and you're going to choose to make a decision. And that's going to be able to happen within the 6-month period. And the Ace of Swords reversed. So I want you to look for, so our Ace is getting into those new opportunities, or Swords getting into that intelligence thought space. So I want you to look for, I feel like you might end up thinking, this is really interesting coming off of this Two of Swords reversed. So getting into that space where you're finally able to make a decision, but I want you to look at the reasons why you're feeling clarity, because I think those could be an inaccurate barometer, like an inaccurate feeling of clarity, like, I have so much clarity because of this thing. But I want you to sit with it just a tiny bit longer. Try to really, this could really benefit from additional support and help. And a deeper dive, really, and honestly, a bigger reading on that specific thing. But I want you to watch out for things that make you feel like, oh, I experienced this. This gave me so much insight and clarity, and now I'm ready to make a decision, or now I'm ready to. But I feel like there's going to be some false clarity, something that could really cloud your judgment, and lead you into a thought of like, oh yeah, I feel really strongly about this thing, but that's actually inaccurate. And we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords getting into that, like, I can't fall asleep, I've got so much on my mind, and it's all like really, like tearing me up inside kind of feeling. Our Swords getting into that intelligence and thought space. And of course we've got all this sword action going on here. So all of this stuff leading to a space where you can't fall asleep, where you can't rest, you can't get away from it. It's really like, it's really weighing on you. It's really just pouring in at your mind. It's really just over and over again there. So once you feel like it's completed and you feel like you've got to the space, I kind of feel like you're not. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a thing for the next 6 months. This decision is going to really weigh on you. I want you to set up your support systems now for whatever that is. Do you know what this decision is, what these crossroads are going to be, what this thing is? Because I feel like this is something you've been going back and forth with you've really just been sitting with these two decisions and not making a choice for a long time. And do you know what that is right now? Probably you do. I think instinctively you do. And I think you should, because I think it's a kind of a big thing. So I feel like what you need to do to set up support systems around this is what you should be doing right now. And that could be, like getting your friends in order, getting your, this could be like getting a therapist ready, so you can handle talking to someone, or, you know, getting some books and support, getting a new journal so you have something to journal, and getting whatever support systems, getting the habits in line, the meditation habit in, so that it can help you handle all of this mental baggage, because this is heavy. This is a lot for anyone to handle. So prepare yourself to be able to handle it now. We have the Page of Cups. So we have the Page of Cups. So I feel like, our Page is getting into that messenger card, youthful messenger. The Cup's getting to our emotions and our feelings. And I particularly love this card because there's like a little fish in our cup, and it's a little funny, and it's like, this is kind of just like a fun messenger. I feel like there is something, there's going to be some joyful, youthful levity that really fills your heart space, that really fills your cup. And I think that this is just saying, like, this isn't all going to be intense and hard to do. There are going to be some lovely, joyful, yummy, laughing moments where your heart just overflows with good things. So there are good things here too. And I mean, we have some really strong, good energy in that support system, and we know that something's, you know, sort of fleshing out for you and coming to fruition. And we have the Queen of Wands reversed. How interesting. So hello, our King of Wands, which is coming through, and I'm feeling strong romantic attachment to, and but really good, strong things. So you have a really nice, strong support system, a really yummy masculine energy in your corner, some really like power couple vibes, but there is something off in your energy, which makes perfect sense because you have this stuff going on. So there is something off in your energy, and even here with this like thing that you've been working hard on. And I think, you know, like, you know, this thing that you've been working hard on, that is a very interior, like, you need to do this. This could be something you've been meaning to do for a long time, to handle something in your world, but that it is very private. It is still it's gonna knock you off your energy, and you should be prepared for that. You're not gonna be your normal, wonderful self. You are going to still be Queen of Wands. You are still going to be amazing, but things are going to be off in your world and in your energy, and it's going to take some effort to get it right. And it's going to take some effort to get it right. You've got a lot going on. So how can you support yourself now, knowing that things aren't going to feel quite right in your world for a while? How can you support yourself to be the best version of yourself? Okay. And we have the High Priestess reversed. Interesting. So immediately I felt like this card, which I don't normally feel, I do feel like this is situational. I feel like there's some High Priestess energy coming in. There's something that's coming in that's a rejection of your inner knowing. And I feel like this is like a situation or an event or something that happens where you know the answer, and you know what to do, and you know what the answer should be, but you reject it. And that could be part of what finds you in an upside down space. What finds you not quite in your seat of power, not in your knowing, is this thing, this event, this situation, and this rejection of your intuition around it, your deep inner knowing. So and remember, you get choices. You get to make choices here. So this is not set in stone. You could choose to follow that deep intuition. And maybe you do a mental rehearsal for that now, or, you know, like this thing comes up, you don't know what that is. So that's going to have to be sort of an amorphous situation. And you just get this feeling, this overwhelming feeling that like, this is what you need to do. But maybe your logical self or another part of yourself or an outside source says, hey, but I think you should do this. Or it would be so much easier if you just ignored that and went this way instead. And just knowing that you're going to have to find your way back to your deep intuition and follow that path instead. How can you do that? And can you imagine that happening right now? And we have the Ten of Wands, which is a beautiful completion card, coming to completion, bringing it on home, which makes perfect sense. We have that Four of Wands reversed. We have this incredible, beautiful wand relationship. We have this beautiful wand energy here. So that fire energy, bringing that career, passion, purpose thing to completion, just bringing it home. You're bringing something home, and it's not going to be easy. It is going to be challenging. It is going to be tricky, but you can do hard things. Not only can you do hard things, but you enjoy doing hard things. And you enjoy looking back and thinking like, wow, that was so difficult, and I did that, and I accomplished that, and that's amazing. And it's going to be like a real highlight for you is walking this home, finishing this off, bringing this to an end. And we have the Nine of Cups. That cups energy, bringing in that feeling energy, that emotional energy. And I think that I feel like there are going to be some moments where you just I just feel this intense emotion, that you're just going to have so much emotion, so much feeling. And it feels good. I feel like it's going to be kind of like overwhelming good feeling in moments where like there's some really hard stuff. You're going through a lot of stuff. You're making decisions. You're doing all these things. You're trying to figure out your deep intuition and follow it. And like there's a lot packed in here. There's a lot going on. And I feel like you're going to have these, and I always say outside sounds amplify a message. I'm getting a siren right now going by. So amplifying this message, I feel like you're gonna have these moments where it's just this overwhelming like abundance of life that it like, wow, I just feel so much love right now. I feel so alive, and just being extremely present in your life, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. So we have the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands getting into sort of combative, like this sort of combative energy. But this is interesting because I'm feeling this. So we have all this wand stuff going on, bringing this thing to completion, that interior thing, that's your wand's energy, his wand's energy, or, this masculine wand's energy, bringing things home to completion. So I feel like there's a little bit of calmness and clarity that you are lacking, that you're going to want. There's a little bit of like, whoa, there's so much going on, and I just need to find some peace. I would almost say that it's going to be the kind of thing where like, this is the time to make a 2-day getaway to a place like a yoga retreat or something where you can find peace and calm. Setting aside, putting it in your calendar now, like this day and this day, this is vacation time for me to find peace and calm, where you're going to need some time to settle things down, step away from this intensity of stuff that's going on, the different things that are vying for your attention, your emotions, and just be able to lean into like, let's just relax for a second. Let's take a little peaceful time for a second. Okay. So I don't think I popped an emoji down below yet. So let's go ahead. I want to pop. We have all this wands energy, which is that fire energy. Let's go ahead and pop a sunflower below for your Queen of Wands energy, for your upright fullness, for your effulgence of your highest self, the best essence of yourself. A sunflower below. I would love for you to do that. I love your comments, so please comment. Let me know how this is ringing with you. Okay, so this is our last card. We also have an angel and ancestor card though. So we have the Chariot. Yes. Yeah, this feels like that power couple dynamics again. I really think there's going to be, some really hard, there's going to like warm your body up. Get ready for the next 6 months, because you are going to have to be on your game. This is so much to handle and juggle, but you're going to do it. You're going to be successful. It's going to be amazing. And there are going to be some real victorious stuff that comes out of this, like really good. And you're going to come out of this into a very victorious space of just riding on in. So confident, so ready, so empowered, so bonded, so able, so just like, I feel so many good things coming out of this. But also, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's a lot of challenges coming your way. But my goodness, it's going to be very powerful. And you have every single ability to come out of this victorious. All right, so we're getting just a little bit of a directive for the next 6 months. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Stuff is changing, stuff is moving. Trust your talents. You have everything you need to make this successful. You have everything you need. Listen to your deep intuition. You've got this. You have got this. You're bringing it home. You're landing it. You're landing the quadruple axle. This is the time. My dear one, I encourage you to rewatch and take notes. Take a breath inside of that. Do what you need to do to make sure that you're prepared and set up for all of this juiciness that is coming your way. It's good. It's good. Hard and good. I'm sending you off with love. Make sure you drop that sunflower emoji below. I'm sending you off with light. And until next time, I can't wait to hear all about this. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in card 3. Taking a look at the next 6 months. Let's see what we have got going on. So this is our anchor card, and we have the World. I love the World card. So something that you've been working really hard for is coming to completion. There's something wonderful and beautiful just finishing up. This is a transition time. You have this little pause right before this new phase starts. So this is all good things. I'm feeling really good things from this. Like you're coming off of this period. This is the next 6 months. Really gonna come around, just lock in for you. Something finishing up. Just the world being offered up at your feet, and now you're transitioning into a whole new time where all this new good stuff is coming in. Okay, so let's take a look at some other cards. Let's see what we've got going on. Okay. What you need to know, just everything you need to know. Love, work, everything. So first of all, we have the 5 of Wands. So this getting into, I feel like you've been having a little fight with someone, and this feels very situational. Like there is something you feel very strongly about that you've wanted for yourself, that you've been trying to do for yourself, and there's resistance to it from outside sources. Maybe really one source, but it does feel like a lot, like you're getting a lot of resistance. But it's something you need to do anyway. So you really have to stand your ground for it. You're going to really have to hold some space for yourself and lean into the fact that you know what is best for you. You know that you need it. And we have the 2 of Swords, which is so interesting because we pulled both of these in our last pull, and the 2 of Swords getting into that decision making place where if you don't make a decision will be made, because there is a decision being made in the fact that you're not making a decision. So if you choose not to decide, then there is going to be an outcome. Some path is going to be chosen for you. But I would sit with it for a second. So I would let yourself have the time to really sit with it and figure out what you want to do about it. And if just holding the space is just holding the space, that is actually okay too. I feel that is actually an okay decision. Hold the space to wait and figure it out. And the Page of Wands coming through, a messenger, a youthful messenger coming through. That Wands energy, passion, purpose, career, fire energy. Fire energy. So this is a reverse card. So I'm seeing that there's something coming through, and I feel like this is a person coming through as a messenger, someone who you don't take very seriously because they don't have tons of experience. They are in that sort of youthful phase of their career, their experience. But what they have to say really is good. What they have to show and represent to you that could impact your ability to make decisions, move forward, to, hold the space that you need to hold. It really is valuable. So I want you to be on the lookout for it, and I don't want you to dismiss it as just, oh, this person has no experience here, they're too young, they're too whatever. I want you to actually give it some time and thoughtfulness. And we have the Fool, that Fool energy coming in, which I love this energy. This is that open-hearted energy of, being okay to be foolish, to walk on the precipice where you could fall, you could stay on your feet, you could just be open to what might happen, being okay to look foolish in somebody else's eyes, in your own eyes even, or to make mistakes. And mistakes could be made. It could be, there's some naivete that could be happening. But I feel this is a very positive card, that there's some really positive things happening as you choose to open yourself up to the potential and the things that are going on around you and in your life. And we have the Five of Pentacles. And I think that, I'm not feeling like a desperate money energy. So Pentacles often getting into money, getting into worldly goods, even physicality in the body. But I am feeling like you are not doing what you know you need to be doing financially. You are not following through on the financial commitments that you've been trying to make for yourself. And I do feel like this in like a financial way, that things are off and you can't seem to get back on. And you're just really trying to catch up. You're trying to find a warm, safe space for this, but you're just not getting there. So I want you to see what you can do right now to help yourself, to help get you into a warm, safe space with money and finances. Like, what can you do? Can you set up appointments now with financial people? Can you set aside time to evaluate your finances? Can you do something right now to help you, some budgeting right now to help you over the next 6 months? And the Queen of Swords reversed. And I am feeling this is your energy, that you have this incredible decisiveness, you have this incredible ability, which is so interesting because we're not making this decision. You have this incredible clarity normally, but it is really hard for you right now. You're not finding that clarity. You're not finding that peace of mind, that incredible decisiveness that you normally take into things. Your mind and your logical thinking, it's not working out quite the way that it normally would, and you just don't feel yourself. You find yourself asking doubting questions. You find thoughts that you're like, ugh, where did that thought come from? Ugh, I don't like that. Of the kind of I don't know thoughts, where they just comes up and you just find yourself saying, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what this means. I don't know. But you do know. And if you don't know this second, you will. And that's okay. It's an okay place to be in. So we're finding that place for you to be able to turn that around. We have the Eight of Wands, that fast-moving energy coming in, delivering you to a place. So I think things are going to start off a little bit struggly. I feel like there's going to be some struggly things going on, some displacement, but I feel like you're ending in a really strong space that's leading into a new transitory space. So I feel like there's going to be a point at which you're like, ooh, struggle, and then the vortex picks you up, and now all of a sudden you're just flying along, and things are moving very quickly. So know that there is a release of pressure around all of the things that feel negative in the beginning of the 6-month period, and things are going to pick up and move into a very fast moving vortex. And we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So I am feeling like, sort of getting into the space of where you don't want to be financially, and I'm feeling this Sorry, I just knocked over everything. Thankfully, I didn't start any fires or anything like that. So we're getting into this financial space. We're getting into this, things have not been going the way that you've wanted financially. You're not really. It's not that they're not going the way you want financially. It's that you're not really being as responsible for your finances as you could be and should be. So this is really in your court. It's not that like things are happening to you financially. But I do think that if you don't get right with that, you're going to feel at a loss financially. You're going to feel like I don't know how I'm building. I don't know how I'm accruing. I don't know how the things that you need to build on for the future, for your distant future, for the things that you want to work out, to come through and to come to fruition, they're gonna really require the now to get fixed. So these are going to feel off and are going to be off if you don't fix them. So I do think you need to really figure out a way to make sure that your finances come through so that it's not sitting on your shoulders. It's not hanging over you. And the Four of Pentacles. So I think we're getting a little directive here of the first steps. The first steps are to release I think the preconceived notions that you have about money. I think there are some limiting beliefs about money that are really holding close to you and holding close to your body, that are making this really a challenging space. So I want you to investigate, open your arms to it, play the fool in that too, but in other things, of course, but also in this too. I want you to open your arms to this. I want you to release all of these thoughts that you've had that like things have to be this way financially. This is a rule about money. This is, if I do this, I won't make any money. If I do, having this much money makes me this kind of person. Whatever it is that's a limiting belief around that, I want you to investigate. And we have the Ace of Wands reversed, and our Ace is getting into those new opportunities, something coming through in that fire energy, career, passion, purpose. And this is a reverse card, and I'm feeling like there's a potential that something could come through that leads you somewhere that you don't want to be. But I think more than that, this could be something that's an overlooked opportunity. I think that you have the potential for some really yummy, good opportunity here. Some of that fast moving, opportunity, getting into that swords, the Wands energy, and we're getting back into that Wands energy over here too. I think that you need to keep your eyes really peeled, keep your eyes open, be open and available to the fast moving energy that's coming in, be open and available to the new opportunities. But that means just being very aware, being in your life, being very present, seeing what is going on, noticing, being open to the messages that come through. I want you to really open yourself up to being in the present moment. And we have the Empress reversed. So interesting. So I think you're Queen of Swords energy, and I do think you're the Empress energy. I think both of these, there are these interesting complementary energies that you hold within yourself, two different aspects of yourself. One that is sort of more, your Queen of Swords energy more, and I want to say this puts you more into the masculine camp almost, of decision-making, intelligence, logical thinking, these things being off, especially when we get into that decision-making. But the really feminine qualities of you, this, the very fertile pieces of you, of just incredible femininity and growing things around you and nurturance, and that is off too. Now, of course, we get to a really good place by the end of the 6 months, so how do you turn this around? How does this get to a feeling where you're in your fullest capacity of your fullest femininity and your fullest self? How do you get back to that place where you feel like this vibrant creative entity that is just, in your greatest seat of power and knowing, and where you're harnessing both of those things? So take time now to imagine being off and how you get back, but also take time now to think of how you can dip into your fullest femininity, how you can dip into feeling like you're creative and you're creating and you're growing things around you, getting back to your growth mindset that, everything is figure outable. Everything is the ability to cultivate things. Everything is within your power to grow and to create and to find. If you're with me so far, let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and drop something just that feels the balance of this, of both of these things. Let's drop a chair to represent your seat of knowing, your seat of power, your seat of femininity. Let's drop a chair emoji below. Drop a chair for me, any type of chair, seat, sofa, anything below, and do leave me comments too. I want to hear about this. I want to feel what you have. What does this make you think of? What are you going to do? What is your plan of action? Do you have any creative ideas? Okay, so actually I'm pulling both of these because I feel like they were both jumping out. So we have the 10 of Swords and we have the 10 of Wands. How interesting. Both completion cards. Both completion cards, getting into our Swords energy. You're finding the end of this space. You're finding the completion, bringing it home. This is coming to an end. And I don't see this as a bad thing. It's interesting. I've pulled this before already in our readings today, and I didn't see it as a bad thing then either. Sometimes this can be painful in the letting go process, but I don't really think this is. I feel this is a release in a good way. And I'm feeling this is like you get the opportunity to make this decision. You get the opportunity to sit into your seat of knowing and clarity, and you're going to have to work to turn that around. It's not going to be just easy and available to you necessarily, but it's going to be a real release. You're going to get to release one entire aspect, which is going to lead you into a new path of life. So I feel that it's a very positive completion card. And then we have another very positive completion card, bringing something home in that passion, purpose, Wands energy, which obviously showing up for us quite a lot. So although things are a struggle, although it's hard, although you have to work hard for it and you have to figure things out and lean in at the right times and try to see things that could be a missed opportunity, you are going to bring it home. So it doesn't mean you can rest into that knowledge now, because obviously all this takes, this is all part of your decision making and your deciding to follow and move on it. But if you do, you can bring this home. You can bring this to a final stage of you've accomplished. There it is, we've accomplished, which brings us into that world energy. So we do want to pull an ancestor and angel card, just a little directive for the next 6 months of something we might need to, this little middle one, which I'm definitely, my fingers are not going to be dexterous enough to get, there we go. And we have Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. I love it, enjoy growth and reap rewards. And I feel that so much in that Empress energy, so much. Absolutely, that fruitfulness, that growing, that, here we go. As you lean into that growth mindset, as you lean into that you can create and grow anything around you, you can figure it all out. You're going to reap so many rewards. It's going to be a real thing for you. Well, you have a lot to do. I would encourage you to rewatch this and take notes. I encourage you to start taking action on this today before you forget about it and you come back 6 months and you're like, oh yeah, wow, I forgot that could have been so much easier. This could have been, do a deeper dive on it. Anything you want to do a deeper dive on, there's a link below that you can do that. I do encourage that. I just am sending you so much support for this time, for this next 6 months. You've got a lot of beautiful things coming your way. It's wonderful and hard and challenging and tricky and all of the things. And that is the fruitfulness of life, isn't it? So I'm sending you off into your fruitfulness of life. I'm sending you off with love. I'm sending you off with light. Don't forget to drop these emojis below, your seat emoji below, and leave me comments. And I will see you again soon. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in card 4. What do the next 6 months look like for you? All right, so let's take a look first of all at our anchor card. We have the Page of Swords. So this young, youthful messenger card, I am feeling like there's going to be, I think there's going to be some really, like a really good idea, or swords getting into that intelligence thought space. And I'm feeling like you're going to have a really good idea that you should act on. And it's going to just sort of, it's going to change everything. And I think this could be a new idea that's not just I think this is twofold. It can be an idea that's actionable, like this step within what you want to do or where you want to go. But also, I'm seeing it as kind of almost an esoteric idea, like this idea of how you live your life, of how you think about things, about how you, a sort of spiritual idea. And that might come from a book, that might come from a person in your world. We always say outside sounds amplify the message. We just had a really loud, I don't know, motorcycle go by, a dirt bike kind of sound going by, amplifying that message. So getting into that spiritual pathway, if there's like a spiritual book or a person that you feel really drawn to right now, lean into that. But really take your ideas and your inspirations to heart, because it's going to be a really big part of the next 6 months. Okay, so here we go. We have the Eight of Pentacles. You've been building and accruing. Now actually I'm not feeling this as money. So often the Pentacles has to do with money, has to do with worldly goods, things in this, in that sort of sphere, that monetary sphere. But I am feeling this in the same, in the physical plane, but I am feeling this as like health goals. I'm feeling this as, I feel like there's a health goal in here, like a body goal, something either like a brain goal or a body goal or a fitness goal or a nutrition goal, or there's something in here that you'll have worked your way up here in the next, I don't know why I pointed to the Page of Swords, but I meant to point out was like the next 6 months. That in this 6 month period, you'll be working your way towards, and you'll be making a lot of progress. So if you have something in that area, I want you, and this could be an injury, this could be a health concern or a health issue, I feel like you're going to be making a lot of progress in that direction. So it's time to really prioritize that. Really bring that to the surface, because you're going to have the ability to really make some good progress. Now we have the Page of Wands, so interesting, also upright. Our wands getting into that fire, passion, purpose, career energy. So I feel like you're having this idea. Then I also feel like you're having this opportunity come through that's, I feel like you're having this new thing step in that's gonna let you move forward in your career, in your passion, in your, and I do think it's connected to this idea. So I do think that they are related, and that this thought process is going to move you forward in that area too. I almost feel like we're about to pull all the pages, that like it's gonna light you up, and you're gonna move you forward in a whole bunch of different ways. But I do feel like it's gonna move you forward in that way as well. Hi, King of Cups, or King of Cups energy coming in. I am feeling this as romantic energy. I am feeling this as deep soulmate level energy. Somebody either coming in, somebody who's already in, that shows you a deeper side of themselves. Something that you're already in that takes a deeper level, that you realize that they're even more of an important person, that they have access to so much more than you first supposed. They have deeper feelings, they have deeper potential, that I feel like there's something really beautiful on the way, and it feels wonderful. It feels very sensual and very strong attraction, but also on a mental level, and on a heart level. All of this feeding into the heart space, all of this feeding into your feelings coming through, and I'm feeling that very much. It's really lovely. Okay. We have the Seven of Pentacles. which is so interesting. So we've been accruing. You have the potential to really find some space here, but I think some of that, of what you are accomplishing, what you are building in this health sphere, you're going to realize isn't building the way you wanted it to build. It isn't building what you wanted it to build. You're going to I think there's going to be a fuller scope here. So you are going to make a whole bunch of progress, and then you're going to realize you have another area you need to make progress in that's actually even more important, or equally as important, that is connected to this, that is connected to those health goals, bodily concerns, whatever that might be. I feel like there's gonna be a real realization of like, oh, I see now that I have this, I see now how important this other piece is. And we have the Nine of Swords, which is that staying up, fretting, thinking, overthinking, unable to fall asleep kind of energy. And honestly, I'm not feeling this as the same kind of devastation energy that I do sometimes feel in this card. I am just feeling this as like an anxiety, an overthinking, a real sort of swirl of thought, which makes sense because we have a lot of thought energy as a real focus point. So I would now set up some routines to help you with this thought space. Set up some meditation time, really focus on that as a habit, so that when you're in the fray of it, it just is natural for you to continue doing it. Do some things now that help you get your thoughts out. Journaling to get your thoughts out, journaling before bed to get your thoughts out so you can go to sleep, so that it's not tumbling through your head space and your mental space as you're trying to fall asleep. I want you to really get those habits in line and set up some things so that you have the ability to handle that, so that it's already sort of taken care of for you. And we have the King of Swords. So interesting. High King of Cups. And we have the King of Swords coming in. And the King of Swords energy, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm getting this as a competitive energy for this energy, that you've got two romantic things coming in. I definitely am feeling this with some real romantic, real deep romantic feelings. I'm not sure if this is someone coming in who's competitive to this person, if this is an addition to who this person is, that they also are bringing this quality of like strong thought process, ability to make decisions, this other aspect of them. I'm not sure, or if this is something altogether different. So I feel like this could use a deeper dive to see. Let's go ahead and pull a card for that right now, though. So I want to know more about that. I want to know more about this King of Swords. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. So interesting. So this tells me that this is relating to this other thing. So you're building and growing. You have this other thing going on. You're working on this health thing. So it's related to this somehow. We just don't know exactly how, but it's related to this goal manifestation, this accrual, and this realization that you have to do something else in addition. Something else is going to be really important, and that this alone is not the thing. And I'm seeing this in that this brings you to a greater, deeper perspective, a more abundant perspective from a further away view, something that feels more family oriented. Interesting. Okay, continuing. And we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, I am feeling something charging in. What is it that I'm feeling charging in? I kind of want to right away pull another card for that. What is it that I'm feeling charging in? Is it an event? Is it a person? It feels very disruptive. We have the Chariot. I'm feeling so interesting. I am feeling some real disruptive energy in a good way. There's like a big disruption, like a big life sort of shaking thing that changes the course of everything, changes the path that you're on, changes the the road that you're taking, that your forward momentum is on, but it also really kicks off a lot of forward momentum, which is interesting. And this could come as a person, and this could come as an event. I'm not exactly sure which one is which, but it's a huge, fast-moving energy that you'll know and you'll recognize, because it's gonna just, it's just gonna move things forward just at an incredible pace, and you won't be able to help but start having momentum moving forward in that direction. I mean, honestly, this could even come in almost in something that feels like negative in the moment, but it's just such a forceful energy that moves you forward. It is unlike almost any other time that you've ever known in your life. That the momentum that you pick up in your life is so strong and moves you forward so fast in a different way. Like, it's very unique, very, very strong, and very powerful. Really intrigued by that. Let's go ahead and drop an emoji below for that. Let's drop any kind of vehicle, anything that would move you forward fast, a race car, any kind of vehicle that would move you forward fast. Drop that emoji below. We have the Three of Cups reversed, and honestly, I'm feeling this as like I don't want you to get carried away into, I think social things are so important and so good. I don't want you to get carried away and pulled into anything that's going to desensitize you, drinking, partying, having fun, doing things that, finding funny shows and watching it too much, anything that's going to desensitize you and take you out of yourself. I want you to let yourself be fully present in your life for the 6 months. I want you to be fully present to these opportunities, because you have some real opportunity, some real powerhouse energy that's picking you up and moving you forward. And I don't want you to get too lost into something else and pulled away from it. Well, hey, Page of Cups. We were just saying, I feel like we could pull all the pages today. I'm feeling this energy so much that there's some real game-changing stuff going on that's just truly opening up every single aspect of your life. So one thing begets another thing, and it's just going to crack open every aspect of your life, crack open your heart space, crack open your feelings, crack open the opportunities that are coming forward for you. And we know these opportunities are coming forward for you. These doors are just opening up wide. You're really having this surge and influx of things coming in for you. And I'm really intrigued by that. Really, really intrigued by that. We have the Eight of Swords, which is such an interesting card to pull during all of this, isn't it? So we do have this energy coming up where you might feel out of control to your thoughts really sort of taking some dominant space here, feeling out of control to your thoughts, that like your thoughts are taking over, that sleepless energy, all of that stuff. So we're setting up the things you need to take control of your thoughts, to meditate, to journal, to get your thoughts out, like what you're going to need in order to handle this space. But here's the thing that I want you to remember is that you have control, you are responsible. This is in your purview. This is in your ability. So, of course, our Eight of Swords, if you've pulled this card with me before, she can get out of this. This might look like she's a prisoner to this space, but she is not. These are loosely bound. She could get out of it at any time. So this becomes a choice. And actually, I read something really interesting yesterday on somebody's feed or something that was, it said a mistake made twice is a decision. And I love that idea that being here, staying here, this is a decision now. You might have gotten here by accident, where you are bound up in your thoughts. You are bound up in anxiety. You are bound up in pressure of making decisions, of clarity, that you have so many thoughts swirling around. You're not sure what to do about certain situations. Things feel really isolated and cold in those spaces. That might have trapped you in by accident, but staying here, that is now a decision, because you have the ability to release yourself. And I know it does take a sweeping event. It takes a sweeping amount of energy to push you forward with that momentum, but you're going to have it. You have the gift here to let yourself go. And if you choose to stay here, that is on you. That is your responsibility. You are your responsibility. It is time to save yourself. It's time to let yourself go, to release yourself. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So coming back to our Pentacles energy that we've been channeling, that physical thing, the health goal, the thing, I think there is a part of this that you're going to hold on to too tightly, so tightly, and this does feel like it could be a limiting belief. This does feel like it could be there's something in there where you're holding on to it too tightly to make the change that you want to make in certain aspects. So you're going to have to reevaluate, we know that, and you're going to have maybe some potential help to reevaluate even, and to make the changes you want to make. But you are going to have to release something in order to do that. And that might be releasing thoughts and beliefs around it. It could be releasing the actual thing itself, releasing the outcome, becoming more system-oriented instead of outcome-oriented. There's a release that you're going to have to make in order to attain what you want to attain physically, in whether it's a health goal, a health problem, a physical thing, a body thing, a nutrition thing, a brain thing, whatever the thing is, that you're going to have to open your arms up to it a bit in order for it to fully come around for you. This is a lot to think about. There's a lot going on. There's some really strong energy rolling here. Really strong energy rolling here. I want you to take notes on things. I want you to drop comments. I want to hear about this. So we're getting a little directive for the next 6 months for you on how to help you, on how to move you forward, on what that's gonna, on what that's gonna look like for you. Our angel and ancestor card giving us a little extra oomph. We have Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Unlock it. Open your arms up to all the power you possess. You possess so much power. And sometimes you give that power away and you let yourself be tied up and you let yourself be bound up in expectations or limiting beliefs or thoughts or things that are not actually moving you forward. And you have the potential to unleash yourself, let yourself go, unlock the magic within you, and to fully attain anything and everything you want in your life. You have full control. Here it comes. Here it is. It is open for you. These are some open doors. Drop that vehicle below. I want to know all about your thoughts about this. Watch this again. Take notes where you need to take notes. Start setting those things into your routine so that you're prepared, so that you're ready. I'm sending you off into your day, into your week, into your next 6 months, into your life with love and light. I want to hear all about it. Until next time. Mwah. Mia.